Good evening and welcome from Dr. Paulus Hill Junior Stadium on the campus of Thorne Academy. I'm Zach Tarenko here with Cole Purvis and Jeff Christianberry, as well as Jackson Farwell here on TATV, bringing you some boys varsity soccer action here on senior night. It is a fun night here for all the seniors and fans who want to come and watch. It is the last home game for all the seniors on this boys varsity soccer team. It's a good one today. TA coming in at 5-1 against Massabesic, who unfortunately has a pretty tough record this year. They are 0-11. They have just not been able to succeed and play as well as they want to this year. Hoping they can get a win tonight against this TA team who's looking to bounce back after 3 losses and a tie in the last 4 games.
Well, first off, it's great to be here, my first soccer broadcast, and it's great to be up here. We got a full house today. We got us two, Jeff Christianberry, doing tech, and we got Jackson on camera today. So it's great as we head towards the end of the regular season here. And TA had a great middle of the season. They had a 5-game win streak in the middle there, and they've kind of sputtered out a little bit. They've only scored 1 goal in their past 4 games, so they definitely look to change that tonight on senior night. Just have some fun out there against a Massabesic team that they should beat pretty easily.
Before we get things going here, I want to thank our sponsor here on Thorne Academy TV. Thanks to Benefit Savings, Packwell and Carroll Insurance, and the Webb Family Law Firm. We were saying we also want to look at our upcoming streaming schedule. On Tuesday of next week, we'll have girls soccer versus Portland at 6:30. That is the girls senior night. It's very nice that we've been able to get all the senior nights here on TATV, and then we'll finish up the regular season action for the fall sports on Thursday, October 27th. That's another night game for football versus Sanford at 7, and then playoffs. We will let you know on what that might, which teams might be lined up for a home playoff game. Looks like right now the football team will most likely have one, the girls soccer team, and possibly the girls field hockey team as well.
Yeah, this is a great time of the year, the end of the regular season. We're all trying to scramble to figure out playoff seedings, and we were sitting here off the air trying to figure out who's going to get a home playoff game, who's going to be what seed. It's always a fun time of the year when these regular seasons are dwindling down, and it's time to play your best soccer, whatever sport it is, soccer, field hockey, football, and it's going to be exciting here. And a chance for TA's team to get over 500. As you said, they're 5-1. And should cruise to an easy win tonight against a team that hasn't won a game all year. So some positive momentum for the Trojans.
Yeah, Massabesic's had a tough season. They have been outscored 96-4, and yes, you heard that right, 96-4 this year. They've allowed 9 or more goals in 6 games this season, and they just really have fallen behind. You look at TA, we talked about them being 0-3-1 the last 4 games. They were outscored 8-1 in those games. Now, there is a little bit of reason to that. They had some injuries, as we've talked about before, and we saw in the past game, as Joao Pavai is out for the season and missed all of those games with somewhat of a knee injury. Not super sure about that. And then we all, Harris Starr was out with a back injury. Vasco Malera was out for a little bit of one game, and then as Jeremiah Gomez missed a game due to a yellow card infraction because he gained too many yellow cards, so he was suspended for 1 game. But it's a tough spot, especially with some good games. Obviously, Scarborough playing one of the best teams in Class A, and then Wyndham and Westbrook. So we're gonna get a big win tonight, and it looks like that way as everybody is playing except for Pavai today. We will now have the national anthem here at Hill Stadium. going here at Hill Stadium.
Again, my first soccer broadcast. I'm excited to see Jeremiah Gomez. You talked to him the other day on Trojan Talk. Great interview there. Check that out, by the way, on YouTube. And if you need a highlight play, he's going to bring it. And I'm sure we'll see some tonight from him as well as some of their other players. Should be a lot of goals tonight, which is good.
Definitely should. TA will start the same way in goal today. Will be Rory Bowden. For the Trojans, we'll see Dominguez as well as, again, Jeremiah Gomez, Harris Stoddard. It looks like they're starting all the seniors, which would make sense. It's usually a common theme at these games. So, actually, I guess not. I apologize for that one. So Olela and Juma will start on the bench, both seniors this year. VT and Malero up top. Gomez in the center mid on the right side. You have Tyler Lydon at midfield on the left side. That is number 24.
It's also a very nice day out today. I know it hit the 70s, and usually as we get later into fall, it gets colder, but it's nice that we get another warm day and good weather for some soccer under the lights here at Hill Stadium.
Eustace Kempelman, number 24, on the left mid side. At the back, Jeremiah Chessie with Justin LaBelle, Emiliano Dominguez, and Dylan Bellmare for the left and right backs. Be a foul there, and so a free kick for LaBelle, one of the seniors on this team. LaBelle's been with the program since his freshman year. I played with him my freshman and sophomore year. Great midfielder and defender, and has switched his positions a lot. Carlson likes to use him in multiple situations as VT's caught offside there. Skipper made the save.
Yeah, when we talk about these seniors, it's an interesting mix of guys that have been with the program for all 4 years and then some dorm students who maybe it's just their first or second year. So Coach Carlson definitely has a tough job trying to get these guys acclimated into the program, and he's done a nice job. They've got a lot of individual talent on this team, but the question is, can they figure it out and develop some chemistry?
That shot there from Malero was too high over the net. One thing we've seen when TA scores this year is they kind of get a little bit streaky. We saw, especially in that game versus Falmouth, they scored a few goals quickly there, and really after they get one, their confidence grows very fast. So look to see TA, maybe kind of pick up speed after the first goal, or maybe a really good opportunity. As here's Gomez looking for the through ball, and then coming in for the shot as a score. Harris Stoddard scores for TA. So Stoddard gets the first one only, it's like 2 minutes and 5 seconds into the game. That one coming off a tipped ball off a Massabesic player, and TA takes an early lead.
Great look for the senior Harris Stoddard there, all set up by Jeremiah Gomez. TA just looks to be playing at a different speed right now.
Stoddard's first goal of the season after being out for multiple games. I'll just see TA's first goal in the last 3 games, as they did not score versus Wyndham or Scarborough. That one goes off a Massabesic player. It'll be a goal kick for Bowden. Small fan section here at in the bleachers. Only a few guys, but it's nice to see some come out for senior night.
Got a little chant going on.
VT into the box for Malero, cleared away. That was number 14 for Massabesic. That is Jack Shields. Here's Gomez. Gomez will give it back for Chessie. Jesse tries to switch the field and point of attack. 2 TA players in the area, no Massabesic players on defense. As here's Tyler Linen looking for a cross in the box. Malero was there. The keeper came out, made a save. Good save there for I believe it's number 19, Andrew Stapleton in goal. Also listed as number 00. Here's Malero. Leads TA this year with 8 goals. Ball finds Leiden. Now another cross in the box, headed away that time. And here's Dominguez coming out from the right back position, being pressured hard by number 8, that's Isaac Boulard. Massabesic trying to play aggressive right now, but TA keeps control of the possession. That ball into Malero. Malero trying to cut back. Malero trying to work his way through 2 defenders. Doesn't find any space, but VT comes up with it. Now here's Jeremiah Gomez with speed. Gomez getting around the outside. Gomez is into the box, looks for a cross inside, and it's missed, and the rebound scores. That is Eustace Kempelman who puts in the rebound. Gomez with the cross into Malero. Malero missed, but Kempelman was not being guarded on the far side, and that's goal number 2 already for TA. It was still 35-27 to go in the first half.
Great job on the rebound, right place, right time, and puts it in. They've been really attacking on offense, which is what we expected coming in, keeping the ball away from Massabesic, and good start for TA. This is one of those games you just want to have fun. I remember we were doing a lacrosse game against, I think it was Bonnie Eagle this spring, and they were up by so much, and they got to try out a lot of new things, put guys at some new positions, and so hopefully they can do that today. Just have some fun on senior night here.
Kempelman the goal, Gomez the assist.
Looks like there's a foul there, roughly around the 20-yard line. A little far out for Gomez. We've seen him take some long free kicks. He had one in that loss to South Portland. Decided to pass it up instead. Malero's trying to find it in the box, and Massabesic is able to get it, and now they'll look to clear. This one into the box. No one can seem to find it. Good cross here. Here's Harris Stoddard. Stoddard takes a shot that's way over the net. Too far for the Trojans. As we want to give you an update. So Thornton County right now 5-5-1 with 3 games left. And one of those games is this one here at Hill Stadium. They are listed as at 9th in Class A South. And right now, they're just right outside of a home playoff game. One of the teams they have to play upcoming is Portland, and Portland is right around the same area as them. I believe Portland's 7-4 right now. 8-4. Portland's the 8th seed, and Portland right now is playing Falmouth, and we're getting updates through Twitter from Michael Hoffer. And right now it is 1-0 Portland over Falmouth really early in the game. So we'll just keep you updated on that. If Portland was to win this game, it would probably solidify their spot just because it put them at 8-4. And TA would have to basically beat them, but unfortunately they have 2 tough matchups with both Portland, as I just said, but also with Gorham, who is 13-0 this year.
That's something you want as a competitor, though, to get to play a team like Portland around your skill level late in the season to really test you for that playoff run. So always a good thing, even if they don't lock up a home playoff game, they'll still be a little bit more battle-tested heading into the postseason.
Cassius Hogan with the kick wide of the net, so Bowden will have a goal kick opportunity, and this one kept in by Kempelman, but it bounces out before Malero can get to it, so a throw-in for the Mustangs. Massabesic not really any offensive opportunities here, looking for their first one of the day. Pass was inside to Isaac Boulard, lost control of it, now Leiden in a race for it. This one cleared away by LaBelle. Gomez has it. Now a chance to counterattack. A beautiful ball to Malero. The keeper came out at the last second. Outside of the foot strike there from Gomez. Was looking at Malero, and the keeper came out just in time.
Good job pushing the pace, and a good job clearing it as well by the Massabesic goalie.
Here's Gomez now trying to go one-on-one with the defense. Got some space, hands it off to VT. I think they're going to say VT was just offside. Unfortunate for TAs, it looked like they're going to have a good opportunity there at a shot, but it'll be a free kick for Massabesic. Here's VT, took that one away. Now Gomez. Gomez finds Stoddard. We did mention it's senior night here at Thorne Academy. Unlike other teams and sports, the senior night festivities will happen at halftime, so you didn't miss anything. If you are watching your son, grandson, nephew, whatever, you know, or just, you know, a friend. You might be watching a friend. The festivities will happen at halftime, so stay tuned. We will most likely keep the stream up for almost all of halftime. Maybe we'll take a break in between.
That's pretty different, though, doing it at halftime. I don't think I've ever heard of that before.
Yeah, Coach Carlson likes to do it at halftime. He's done it for a few years, I believe. You know, looking at other sports specifically, we just did field hockey. They did it before the game. I think almost every other sport, girls basketball, boys basketball, just because I think it's more about keeping, you know, the festivities to, you know, all to themselves in one point, so everyone's focused on the festivities before the game, and then when the game is happening, it's all about the game.
Yeah.
That shot by Gomez was way over the net. Some odd opportunities here for Thorne Academy, trying to take some shots, put them on goal. When you're up 2 goals, you have that opportunity. We'll see if TA can strike again here, as we're just reaching the 10-minute mark into this first half, and already a 2-goal lead for the Trojans.
The football senior night will be on a Thursday. I'm excited for that one. That'll be pretty different.
Yeah, it'll be the first, we talked about this before, Cole, I think, is it's the first real senior night. As look, VT's shot is wide, but the rebound is scored. That one put in by Vasco Malero. Lorenzo VT was onside, and Malero put in the rebound as VT missed just wide. That's goal number 3, but as I was saying, Cole, you know, you and I we've talked about this before. It's that really the senior night festivities are actually senior day festivities for football, just because almost all the games end up happening on Saturday nights except for the blackout game, but that's obviously its own little game. So it'll be the actual first senior night, so something that we'll probably see a good crowd on hand on that Thursday night. Again, that is Thursday the 27th of October, the last regular season game we have here for TFL Sports, but playoffs will definitely have some. As here's Malero, puts a shot on goal. Nice save there by Stapleton.
Yeah, good save. They needed that. 3-0. TA's offense really charging right now.
Stapleton's clear. Reaches Belmare in the back. He heads it high up in the air. And now here's Boulard. Stoddard takes it away, and now Eustace Kempelman. Some back and forth play here. Massabesic gets a chance at it. LaBelle takes it away, and now Belmare. He gives it back up, but TA just possessing the ball a lot better than Massabesic can right now. And that one goes right to VT. VT tried to find Malero, and an opportunity is missed, but they still have that ball here. Here's Malero trying to go on the sideline. Lost control of it out of bounds. It'll be a goal kick for Stapleton and the Mustangs.
Yeah, it looked like he had the advantage there in the step up on the defender, but couldn't get that pass there in time. And missed opportunity, but you're up 3-0, so definitely think you'll take this start if you're the Trojans and Coach Carlson.
Be a free kick here for Massabesic. This one cleared out, and Stoddard tries to get a head on it. Again, at this point in the heel point standings, TA is listed at 9th. That would not give them a home game in the playoffs. They didn't have one last year. They played Gorham in the first game, as here's VT. Grabs an easy rebound goal. That's goal number 4. TA is dominating right now. But as I was saying, they're in 9th right now. They don't have a home playoff game, and the closest they can get would be 8th, which would give them a home playoff game, I believe. Unfortunately, Portland is 7-4 right now, so they would not only have to win out, which would be beating both Gorham and Massabesic, but they also have to beat Portland too. So that's the last game of the season, and it will be a very important one. Both are away. Tia keeps possession on the far side of the field. And it looks like the entire bench is warming up, as well as a new keeper. So Kevin Lau will get an opportunity in goal. He is a junior. On the far side, it'll be a throw-in for the Mustangs. 26:45 to go in the first half. This one taken away by Kempelman. Now Malero has it. Malero puts in the box for VT. VT tries to strike, bounces off a Massabesic player. It'll be the first corner of the night. T with a good opportunity here. They'll let Malero take it. Into the box, a save there by Stapleton, looking for the rebound off a Massabesic player. It's bouncing around. Who can get to it? LaBelle tries to. It'll be bounced a couple times before it gets out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Leiden.
Surprised they didn't score that. It looked like a disaster for Massabesic just for a second, but their keeper comes up with a save, and they're going to have to do it again.
Starr gives it back now. A long shot and a save. That one came from Kempelman. VT will keep it in, gives it back to Vasco Malero, who has 9 on the season. Inside to Gomez, it went wide. Here's LaBelle. And I think possession's the play here for the Trojans, just trying to make sure they don't give up any unwanted opportunities. Tries to put it in the air. Dominguez, it goes out of bounds. Now a throw-in for Massabesic, but they will, a couple subs come on for the Mustangs. It is number 24, Noah Shaw. We also see, hard to see here, some of the numbers for Massabesic are not on the front, only on the back. So just have to see from this angle. Looks like also number 4, Charlie Carroll. Gomez puts it up to VT. VT cuts back before putting the cross. A nice move. This one with his left foot. Malero turning with it. Malero puts a shot on it, and way too much power on that one.
Just tried to get the angle there and couldn't quite find it. Sends it high at the goal there.
This ball back in the middle. Gomez took it away. Gives it to Stoddard.
Right to Gomez.
Stoddard to VT. They're going to say VT was offside.
Way too many turnovers here on this side of the field for Massabesic.
Out of bounds, a throw in now for Leiden. Leiden to VT, who heads it down. There's nobody in the area. This ball is sent from Massabesic over to the far side. Went backwards instead. the chance now for Massabesic. They take it away, but Starr came running back. Dominguez now with it, hands it off to VT. VT trying to switch the point of attack. Nice ball on the far side to Kempelman, but it's out of bounds and a throw in for the Trojans. That whole set of subs on the sideline is still kind of warming up. Not really, hasn't really gotten ready yet. We'll see. Maybe they're waiting until a certain point. It's 22:50 to go in the first half. This shot comes in and a save from Stapleton. Here is VT, lost control of it, trying to fight back for it. He does. Gives it off to Leiden. Leiden switches it to the far side. It's headed past Kempelman. It'll be out of bounds, and another throw in for the Trojans. And looks like here come the subs.
Just empty the bench here.
Looks like it's everybody. So a decent round of applause. Nice. Nice for the Stars to get a break.
And just some good varsity experience for the guys coming off the bench. Hopefully they can put some more points on the scoreboard here as well.
Nice for all the subs to also get a chance at it, as some of these guys have gotten some opportunities. You know, you see guys like Shahid Juma, as well as number 20, Uka Trujillo, have gotten some playing time before. We also see Santiago Lore. Have all gotten opportunities to play before, but now going to get a decent chunk of this game. That's out of bounds. A throw in now for TA. Here's Ryland Fauché. Fauché tried to put it into the box. Massabesic was able to clear. That's a nice ball to the far side for Trujillo. He had an odd bounce on it. He still has it, trying to turn, and just a tough bounce. But it's like they're going to say goal kick. Trujillo thought it was a corner. Went all the way out to the dot before the whistle was blown. This ball comes out to Juma.
Just about 9 minutes till the Bruins season begins, Zach. How hyped are you?
Oh, so excited. It's tough. It's been a couple of weeks of still trying to figure out the lineup. You know, I'm not going to name names here, but there's a guy for the Bruins named Jacob Lauko who is playing tonight in his first NHL game, and I'm happy for him. It's great and all, but I think there are some other people, other players who I think should have been, should have gotten a start, deserved to start, had a better preseason to get that start. So, you know, it's tough. I think the roster is not incomplete. It's obviously hard with one of our best forwards, and Marchand is still out. McAvoy, our best defenseman, is out right now, and a couple other guys. You know, we just signed Anton Strawman, who's a nice veteran defenseman, but he's having some visa issues, so he can't play tonight. So it's tough, but should be a good game. It's away. I'm excited to watch it once this broadcast ends. Here's Fauché, cuts inside, shoots, and just wide of the post. Fauché looking for his first goal of the year on that shot. It'll be a goal kick for Stapleton. But yeah, I'm super excited. It's nationally televised too, so I don't have to, you know.
Nice TNT.
Yeah, I'm starting to get a little sick of the Nesson broadcasts. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not that I don't like Jack Edwards, Andy Brinkley. They're like, those guys are my childhood. I'll always love listening to them, but I think Nesson's really moving over to Nesson Plus now, and they're gonna do, I think, at least half the games on only Nesson Plus, which means you have
Really?
you have to spend like $30 a month to watch. And Nesson already, I don't think, has the greatest broadcasting, like their graphics and the kind of I don't know, display they put on.
Yeah.
The commentary is obviously great with those two guys, but you know, I like watching the games on TNT and even ESPN because it's nice to see I like to hear nationally like the commentary of guys
Yeah,
who
just get their thoughts on the team.
yeah, it's not just Jack Edwards and Andy Brickley, who, I mean, I think I talked to you about this, Cole, the other day, is like they are, it's almost like the idea of like a fan is watching when you're listening to Jack talk, because he's just so, he's so
passionate.
Yeah, he is. That's what it is. The word passionate, and it is pretty biased. But I mean, he's an announcer for the team, so
Yeah,
it makes
it's all
sense. But when these national commentators are going out and doing this, and they're saying things about the Bruins, it's nice to hear, because you're getting another aspect of
just getting another opinion.
yeah, that's another opinion. I'm blanking on words there. I don't know what it is. I think it's just the excitement from this Bruins game, and I just losing track.
I miss hockey on NBC. I think that was the best
Yeah.
with Doc Emmerich, but Sean McDonough did a good job last year for the Stanley Cup Finals, and I think the Stanley Cup Finals are on TNT this year.
Yep.
I think they're going to rotate
Yes.
ESPN and TNT. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Jack Edwards. I love hearing him complain about penalties and stuff like that. And what do you think the biggest difference will be? They got a first-year head coach. They fired Bruce Cassidy, and they bring in Jim Montgomery. What do you think the biggest difference will be this year with the new head coach?
Well, his system is a little bit different. If you don't know much about Jim Montgomery, he was an assistant coach with the Blues for many years. The past few years, he had a head coaching job with the Dallas Stars. One of his strong suits is the power play. So it's a lot of offensive-driven play, as well as movement from the neutral zone into the offensive zone. So it's a lot about moving the puck. I think the one thing I've seen is that he's very excited to get going with some of these guys like Hampus Lindholm, who are great neutral zone puck movers. I think it's going to be very offensive driven, especially in the first few games. I think he's going to try to be very aggressive with how how the Bruins play, because they're missing, as I said, their best defenseman and one of their best forwards, which for probably a month or so, maybe even a little bit more than that because of injuries. So they definitely want to get as many points as possible right now. I'm excited to see a new coach. It's not that I didn't like Cassidy at all. I loved him. I think he's an all-star level coach. But it's nice to see a new system, and there's a chance that it works out really well, and we are a very, we have great seeding, and we're an awesome team, and we have a chance at the cup. Or it could be Montgomery just does not work for the Bruins, or the season's crap. But whatever it is, I'm not gonna base all those thoughts and questions on the first game. So tonight when I go home for this broadcast, it's all about just watching as a fan and being excited for the starting of hockey.
And they play the Capitals, right, in Washington?
Yes, in Washington, who also, interestingly, is without two of they're missing. 3 players are injured, 3 starters, but 2 of them are very good. Carl Hagelin and Tom Wilson are both out, so 2 injury teams with a bunch of injuries.
Yeah, what's going on? Season hasn't even started yet. What's with all these injuries?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot different for hockey than you would see for something like the NFL. Usually, there aren't really season-ending injuries. Usually, guys who get injured and are out for a couple of weeks, those injuries linger, and then they have to get surgery at the end of the season because they want to play. So Matt Grzelcyk, who should be back in the next couple of games, he had a shoulder injury that had been bothering him for 2 years. Marchand had double hip surgery from like multiple years of just injuries to his hips. So, this usually happens. I think this is one of those years where we just happen to have both McAvoy and Marchand had 2 very big injuries. But even think that last year, Pastrnak only played 60 out of the 80 games. As here's Juma almost coming out and getting it there, but just missed it as Stapleton came out. But Pastrnak missed the first 2 or 3 months last year, and a lot of people don't remember that because he had I believe it was torn cartilage in his chest, like pretty bad, and so was out for a while. So it happens to a lot of teams. It's definitely not only the Bruins. I think it's just more notable names now. Here is number 14, Diego Camara for the Trojans. That long shot from Trujillo is way over the net. TIA and Massabesic have been going back and forth in the last 2 minutes. 13:41 to go in the first half.
I think JP Baez, the kicker for TA's football team, would be proud. They're sending it through the goalpost a lot tonight. Probably a little more than they should be.
If you're just joining us, I am Zach Tarenko here with Cole Purvis, Jeff Christianberry, and Jackson Farwell, as well as I thought I saw him in the sidelines. Maybe, where is he? I thought I saw Brady Corson.
Yeah, I did see him earlier.
Brady Corson came out to take pictures, which is nice on senior night. So I mean, he's not obviously he's not. He doesn't take photos specifically for Thorne Academy. Oh, there he is. He's near the fan section. Doesn't take photos specifically for TATV, but he does. He hangs out with us a lot and does some work with us. So always give him a shout out because he goes to a lot of games.
Yeah.
He's been doing a lot of the football games. I think he did a golf match. I don't think he went to States, but he went to one of their golf matches and took photos there. So he's a great photographer, and I think all the players are happy that he's here.
Yeah, Chad Doyon as well. I think he was the one that got the pictures of the seniors on the golf team, which was nice. Golf team, a little disappointed with how the season ended,
Yeah.
but still good team. This was our year, I thought. We had a lot of seniors next year. Hopefully, I can get those scores down in the low 40s and help out the team a little bit.
Here is Trujillo. Moving around the outside, looks for the cross, and he put it just over the bar. More of a shot there.
That would have been impressive.
We look back at some impressive goals of this year and last year. I mean, obviously, in that first game we did of South Portland, we had two really nice ones. A beautiful free kick goal to the top far corner by Jeremiah Gomez. We saw that beautiful strike off the laces from, 20 or 30 yards out from VT over the keeper. But even last year, you may remember this name, Artur Reston. He didn't score the goal, but he had a bicycle kick, like not even just like he was falling on the ground and he put one in off the ground. Like he was maybe 15 or 20 yards out and he went full up in the air, beautiful hit, and it just went. Did it hit the crossbar? It did hit the crossbar.
He was a great athlete. He played tennis as well. He was our number 2 for most of the year and then number 1 at the end of the year. He was a great athlete and great teammate as well. And you talked to Jeremiah Gomez on Trojan Talk about those free kicks. He said he can kind of tell if it's going in before he even kicks it, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I know most of these players from playing with them through travel. So one of them was Jeremiah Gomez, as well as guys like Jesse LaBelle and Harris Stoddard. And Jeremiah does that stuff outside of TA soccer too. He's got a really good strike, and most of the time he has been almost perfect with them. He has 3 free kick goals this year, which is very impressive. Good save there from Kevin Lau, and now a chance for Fauché. Fauché trying to cross, and the keeper comes down and makes another save. The substitutes have done a good job here, still putting pressure on, and this is something Coach Carlson definitely wants to see. It's out of bounds. It'll be another TA throw-in. This for number 14, Diego Camara.
MLB playoffs going on as well. And we got ALDS and NLDS right now. Yankees won yesterday. Who won the Braves game? I'm not sure.
Phillies won game 1.
Okay.
Yep, that was
on the road.
That was during school, and I got a sneak peek of it. I had some time in 4th block. Where it was just kind of like a free block doing your work. And so I was doing my work, and in the corner I had the Phillies Braves game on, and there was middle innings, 4, 5, and 6. There were some good runs. Phillies won the game 1, really by just tough pitching from Max Fried, but still a good series over there. And I think same for the Mariners and the Guardians. This is the Mariners' first time they've been in the playoffs in 21 years, which is crazy. And
I'm kind of cheering for them to go on a run here.
Yeah, I saw that. One of the things I saw is that if the Mariners win this next game, I believe, or if they force it to the 4th game, the Seattle Seahawks Arizona Cardinals game will get moved, and some of the other games will get moved on television. Like, I don't know why the timing would be like that, but it means that there'll be continuous football all day from, I think, like 11:30 a.m. to to whatever time the Sunday night football game ends. So it's pretty cool that schedule might work out like that.
And I'm just waiting for the day when the Astros are not good anymore. I'm so sick of them. Every year, going to the World Series last year, winning, and it's not even the cheating thing. I mean, that definitely.
Did they win last year?
No, they lost to the Braves
That's
in the
right.
World Series, and it's not even the cheating thing. Definitely makes me like them less, but it's not even that. They're just an annoying team. They're up there every single year, and the Red Sox almost knocked them off last year. Yankees and Astros are probably my two least favorite teams right now, and that's going to most likely be the ALCS, so that's just great.
Trujillo's shot curves a little bit too far. It'll go out of bounds. Just got the notification. Starting goalies for tonight is Darcy Kempfer for Washington. Their free agent signing this summer.
Oh, from the Avalanche.
Yes. He was pretty
good in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
See, Zach, I know my hockey.
Yeah. I was very impressed. You knew of Tyler Seguin, which
from a Dude Perfect video.
Yeah.
Still.
If you remember Tyler Seguin in his time with the Bruins, I'm not going to say why it ended because it's not something I should say on air, but if you know what I'm talking about, you know why I'm giving a little chuckle. But yeah, Tyler Seguin, Dallas Stars player. Massabesic has a throw-in. One of their first times in the offensive zone here. This is Travis Poirier. Out of bounds again. This one will be a throw-in for Trujillo. And he'll throw it to Juma. Juma now with some space. Massabesic backing off. He puts a nice ball, trying to get it into the middle to number 13. That's Rylan Fauché in the center.
Just under 6 minutes left, and Massabesic held the TA backups in check pretty well. It's still a 4-0 deficit for them, but they went up 4-0 pretty early in this game, so it's been a little while without a goal here. So Massabesic having a little bit more success against TA's backups, which is obviously expected.
Massabesic trying to put it back in the middle. Fauché takes it away for the Trojans. Nice move by Fauché trying to get some space. Gives it off to Caleb Morin, but Massabesic clears. Strong kick to midfield. 5:10 to go.
Jeff Christianberry bragging over here that he is about to correctly predict the first half score of 4-0. Still a lot of time left, though.
Come on, TA or Massabesic.
Yeah, we had an over-under on the football game the other day, and we were up by 50 at halftime. He gave us the over-under at 68 points, and we both easily said over. We were like, what is that? And then it ended up being the under. So.
Let me ask you guys a question. What do you think the score of the Skowhegan TA game is? I'm not going to, so, I talked to, as we talked about this before, our interview for this week, I'm not going to tell you who we talked to. But for Trojan Talk. But definitely something we're going to talk about on Trojan Talk this week. But what do you guys think the score is going to be? Well, we'll go from Jeff first. 34 who? Skowhegan. 34 Skowhegan. 25
you think
for
they're going
TA.
to lose?
27. So 34-27 Skowhegan.
Thinks they're going to lose.
Again, this is This is at Skowhegan, and it's on a grass field, which you might say, well, why does that matter? Well, it's because TA is used to playing on turf. And home advantage for something like that does really matter. Cole, what's your guess?
See, I really don't know much about Skowhegan. I know they're ranked pretty good in the polls or whatever, which includes every single class, so it might be a little bit inaccurate, but they had Skowhegan one spot ahead of TA. I think TA is going to win. I think they've really turned their season around, and the Wyndham game was the most encouraging to me because it was expected to be somewhat close, and TA just blew them out. So score prediction, I don't know. Let's go 34 to. What if I went 34-27 TA?
Oh,
Same
okay.
exact score,
all right,
just
all right. So
opposite result.
I would just give you some information. We'll probably talk about this more on tomorrow on Trojan Talk, Cole. But Skowhegan has a very I don't know if feisty may not be the right word, but similar to Marshwood last year. They gave TA some trouble. They have a really good quarterback. They have some very skilled offensive players. Their defense is really good. Their secondary is strong and has done a great job this year. That's why they've really shut down a lot of teams on defense. I think it's going to be very low scoring, and I think that TA loses a shocker. And not a shocker due to penalties, not a shocker because of something out that that they terrible call or whatever. I think they lose like 9-7, and here's my prediction. Ready? They lose 9-7, and they were up 7-6 at halftime, and the whole second half nobody could score, and then a miraculous very long Skowhegan field goal kick.
Okay, so like a Colts Broncos situation.
Yeah, so like a crazy.
Wow, 9-7.
A crazy field goal attempt at the end of the game.
I could see it in the rain, Skowhegan, grass field. I don't know, maybe, but I got faith in TA. I think they're back to being pretty good.
Give a shout out to Josh Pulsifer, who's watching this game from home. He's trying to give us his predictions too over text, and we're not gonna listen to his predictions because we've been mostly right. I think we're.
Well, he coaches the team, so
yeah.
he can't pick against them.
It looks like he's saying the game's gonna be moved to Saturday night. No? Guess not. Weather doesn't look too great for Friday night anyways. Here's Adam Donovan turning and sending a long ball up into the midfield. Dejuma trying to get there. It's out. He's looks to be okay, and the ref comes out.
Good start for TA to score four goals in the first half after only scoring one goal in the last 4 games. So definitely good to see their offense getting right tonight on senior night. And that'll do it for the first half. We'll obviously have our senior night festivities here at halftime.
So we'll take a break here on TATV. We'll be back probably in a minute or two for the halftime festivities of senior night for the boys soccer team.
Hey, Dan. How's that proposal coming?
Just finished. I am sending it right now.
Okay, good. Oh, no. How are we looking for noon? We got like 2 minutes. Dan.
Run over here.
Is this my room? Wow, Dad! Is this your room?
At this time, the Thornton Academy boys soccer program would like to take this opportunity to recognize the following group of players for their contributions to Thornton Academy athletics on this, their last regular season home game. This group of seniors has displayed over the past 4 years the qualities on and off the field that reflect what Thornton Academy soccer stands for. On behalf of your teammates, your coaches, and Thornton Academy, we extend a heartfelt word of thanks and congratulate you for all that you and your parents have accomplished. We wish each and every one of you the very best in every aspect of your athletic, academic, and personal lives. You will be deeply missed by the coaching staff and your teammates. We hope that in the future, for every one of you, that your hopes and dreams can come true. Thanks again for all that you've done for and meant to the Thornton Academy soccer program. When your name is called, please come forward with your parents, adult representatives, dorm parents, to receive a small token of our appreciation. Our first senior being recognized tonight is Jericho Ayotte. Our second senior is Dongo Kevin Shin. Our third senior, Igor Kubits Kyrillos Acapella. Trezor Olela. Justin LaBelle. Our next senior, Harris Stoddard. Our next senior, Mariano Gonzalez. Javier Ortiz Fernandez Villaplana. Santiago Rivas Lupio. Shaid Juma. Vasco Malero Goncalves. Jeremiah Gomez. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a round of applause for our Thornton Academy boys soccer seniors.
invested in soccer, not only at Thornton Academy, but throughout our life as a family. Unfortunately, this past spring, my family lost my father. He grew up playing soccer. He actually coached when he was in the Army over in Germany. And he started a soccer club in my hometown. He started a park and rec soccer club in my hometown. And for the last 7 years, he and my mother, Jane, had moved down to Biddeford to be closer to myself and my wife. And the thing he looked forward to the most is coming to the games and continuing to critique my ability to coach and continuing to coach through me by giving suggestions to the coaching staff and the team about how we could continually to improve. And it's been a challenge for my family to adjust to not having my father around. One of the things he always wanted to do was be able to contribute to this program. And so we started a special award in his name. And my mother and I have worked together all season to select a player that we believed most embodied what my father looked for when he was a coach. And so this year, the first annual Russ Carlson award has been selected and given to Mr. Justin LaBelle. Congratulations, Justin.
YTAMs? Expand your knowledge base and gain some valuable experience in upper level classes. At TA Middle School, students who qualify are able to take classes at the upper school as an 8th grader. Whether it's in the arts or math or science, some students achieve academic standing to take a class or two with freshmen at Thornton Academy. This experience can prepare students for the rigors of the upper school, but also get them familiar with the campus and lifestyle that comes with TA. Students who take classes early at the upper school can get on track to achieve the highest academic offerings and standards we have to offer on campus. Learn more about YTAMs at thorntonacademy.org/TAMs.
Welcome you back here to Hill Stadium after that senior night festivities. Nice to see, that Russ Carlson award. It's really awesome to see that the Carlson family is still giving back, even after, unfortunately, Russ Carlson passed away, as you may have heard there. But it's awesome, nice award, and congratulations to Justin LaBelle, and congratulations to all the seniors here. There were a lot of seniors who either aren't here or people who I think were used to be in the program. We are we're glad to do this senior night, and we also want to let you know that the Portland Falmouth game that we were following earlier in the game is now 1-1 at halftime. So TA is kind of rooting for Falmouth to win that game because they need Portland to kind of fall behind if they want to get a home playoff game. Either way, it looks like TA will have a playoff game. There's no way they would fall out at this point. So they will be in the playoffs, which is nice to see. Which I believe every team that we have, every team we have here is going to make the playoffs this year, which is nice. And obviously, even in a year like this where they cut down to two-thirds of the teams, it's still nice to see that we all of our fall sports teams made it. But to the action at hand, Thornton Academy leads 4-0 in the first half. Vasco Malero, Lorenzo V.T. Harris started, and Eustace Kempelman all got goals for TA. Then the starters were all sat around the 20th minute, and it's been just a really back and forth game from this point on. But all the starters are back out on the field after senior night festivities. Cole, what we've seen obviously a lot of goals and a lot of great play from TA. What do you think TA is going to do in the second half? Already up 4-0.
Well, it's just one of those fun games where you try and rotate guys in, get guys to play positions that maybe they're not used to, and it's good to, after only scoring one goal in your last 4 games, get an easy win today, and they go up 4-0. Probably will put some more goals up there on the scoreboard, and they're going to get on the right side of 500 today, which is very important, and some big tests coming up against Portland, as you said, a team of similar strength, and so that'll be good for them to roll into the playoffs, hopefully on a high note. And it's always the best case scenario when you can do this kind of 2/3 of the teams make the playoffs, because I think when you have the bottom teams making the playoffs who maybe haven't won a game all season, it's always not very competitive in those first couple of rounds. So we're fortunate that we have 16 teams that they fielded in Class A South to be able to compete in the playoffs. I know that's not the case with football and some other sports as well. So it's good that they can cut some teams down just to make the playoffs a little bit more competitive. And it's certainly a fun night here on senior night to cruise to a win.
Yeah, definitely. Quick shout out to the Boston Bruins, who are leading right now 1-0.
Yeah.
They scored a power play goal. Nobody else but Patrice Bergeron. So nice start for Boston.
And Bergeron almost retired, right?
Um,
Well, they were weren't they hugging him after the last game? And
well, okay, yeah. So he didn't have a contract, and obviously at this age, we don't have a contract. It's always question marks, and then everybody this is what everybody does. Oh, when you lose a playoff series, you hug your teammates, right?
True.
But everybody,
they did keep talking about though how there was some. It could be his last game. So you're saying that was all kind of.
That
not
was
as much as it was made up to be.
Yeah,
Okay,
not true at all. He
Yeah.
just wanted time to enjoy his summer. I think that's what he was.
Yeah.
What people were confused is because he said, I want to enjoy my summer. I'm not making a decision right now. People said, oh, that means he's gonna retire. No, he just waited until later. I think he got signed in early August. I think it was the first couple days of August. So yeah, he's back for 1 year. I would be very, very surprised if he plays another year after this. This is definitely his last year.
Last ride.
Yeah, he's. That goal he just scored is number 401, fourth in Bruins history, and he's actually pretty close to number 2, which I think is around the 480 mark, 490 mark. I don't think he'll make it this year, but could move up a little bit. Obviously a great player, even at I think he's 38 now, 37. No, I don't. Maybe not. I'm not sure. Here's Malero. Nice move by Malero. Gave it to Gomez. Gomez onside. Gomez shoots, and he scores. Gomez, his first goal of the contest. He hadn't scored in a few games before this one. And finally gets on the scoring sheet.
Good for him to get rolling again. One of their best players. One of the guys that leads this team. Probably the backbone of this team, and gets the 5th goal there on a great pass. And he was all alone for the score.
Yeah, they'll definitely need him in the playoffs. And
yep.
Wouldn't be surprised if they choose to possibly sit him in the last few games of the year, maybe sit him for the Portland game. And as much as the standings might count and might be a factor, he does. We talked about this. I talked about this really quick earlier in the start of the game. He has, I believe it's 3 yellow cards. It might be 2, but he got that one game. He had to sit one game because of the amount of yellow cards. And if he gets, and those stay accumulated. As here's Gomez again with another chance. We'll watch this before get back into it. They're going to say he was offside back around the 35-yard line. But those yellow cards stay they count up until the playoffs are over. So if he were to get another one, the suspension, I believe, is 3 games. And the tough part about that is that if he were to get suspended at this point, it would be into the playoffs, and they want to keep him for the. They definitely want to keep him for the playoffs because that is a game where you don't want to have Jeremiah Gomez on the bench. He said, Cole, he's the backbone of this team. He's definitely, he plays what might be considered the backbone position at center mid, especially the way they play this kind of, I would call like a 3-2-1-4, roughly. He's kind of that one, or a 3-1-2-4, as that shot is wide. Be a goal kick for Stapleton. Massabesic has gone into their bench just a little bit today, a few subs. TA looks like they're rotating in full squad format today. Here's Eustace Kempelman. Kempelman now cuts back inside, was trying to go to Malero, was too far out of his reach. That ball's going right back up to Jeremiah Chessie. Here's Justin LaBelle. That'll be a foul on LaBelle.
Let's go back to hockey. I want to know, because I'm obviously a pretty casual hockey fan, but it does seem like the Avalanche, the defending champs, it does seem like they lost a lot of players. So do you think it's going to be tough for them to run it back, and who do you expect to win the Cup this year?
Losing some players, yes, a lot. I'm not sure about that. Obviously, Nazem Kadri had a really good year, but again, money was tight for them. If you missed it, they just signed Nathan McKinnon, their best player, their star forward, to the most valued contract in NHL history at $12.6125, just outreaching Connor McDavid's contract by $125,000. So they don't have a lot of money really set up in the really in their system, so they had to get rid of guys like Kadri. They obviously let Darcy Kempfer go in for agency. They signed a smaller backup goalie in Alexander Georgiev, and now Pavel Francois is playing as their starting keeper, as there's an offside call on VT. But yeah, I mean, they definitely lost some offensive power, and their defense looks just as good, I would say. Devin Taves, Josh Manson, Samuel Girard, who was out most of that playoffs, is back for this year. I think they have a very good chance at making it back to at least a deep playoff run. Do I think they will win the Cup again? I'm not sure. They were definitely the powerhouse. They definitely dominated, but I wouldn't say they ran through everybody. Tampa Bay was a tough opponent, and so was Edmonton for them. So definitely not as good as last year. And but again, you can look at it from the other perspective as it's another year of development for a guy like Cale Makar, who won the Norris Trophy last year. So my guess for the Stanley Cup playoffs is the Colorado Avalanche versus the New York Rangers, and I'm sad to say that because my dad's a Rangers fan, and I would never say that I want the Rangers to make the Stanley Cup final, but they're going to do it because they have a very good team. As there's a long ball into VT on the far side. Good opportunity here for a scoring chance. Too far for Malero. And I think the Rangers win their first cup since 1994. But there's definitely a lot of good teams this year. And what's the worst part about that is some of the teams that got a lot better, like the Red Wings and the Senators, are in the same division as the Bruins. So the Bruins are in the toughest division this year, in the Atlantic Division. So, I hope the Bruins can make it, but I'm not expecting anything more than a second round playoff exit. But if you want to listen to us talk more about hockey, but also about some other, as the NFL and maybe even and some TA sports as well, you can check out our Trojan Talk episode that will be dropping later this week, probably around Friday or Saturday. And we have a lot of hockey talk as well as football, as I just said, and maybe even some soccer. Looking at the World Cup coming up, so we'll check that out. That'll be out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and on the TA's YouTube page for the video version. Again, that's Trojan Talk. Myself, Cole Purvis, and Josh Pulsifer will be joining us this week.
And we have a pick the winner segment as well. I'm not sure how I did this week.
Well, Cole, I'm gonna tell you this, man.
It doesn't sound good.
Yeah, well, you're winning, which I mean, it's a total switch because last year I dominated it. I dominated everybody, and I hate to say this, but I felt bad that I was beating you guys so much at the end of the year. I left the winner up to a one-game decision, and Jeff ended up winning that one, which was obviously nice. But this year we've had Isaac Edwards on a few episodes. We're gonna have Josh Pulse first. So this year we're gonna do it by win percentage. And Cole, right now you're 6-6, and that gives you the number 1 spot. I am. What am I? I am 2-10, I think.
Wow.
And Jeff is 0-4. Yeah, the first week none of us did very well. The first week you and I were both 0-4, and Cole was 1-3, and then I think
I was 2-2.
Oh, that's right. Yep. And then Isaac is also 4-4. So you guys are actually tied for first. But it's really not about as many games as you do. I mean, obviously, if Jeff does not get any more games this year, he'll end up at 0 win percentage, which wouldn't really count for much. But we'll definitely get him in. As there's a pass from Gomez to Malero, but Malero just missed their line to tap it.
We should just ban him from the podcast for the rest of the year to leave him with that 0 win percentage.
We'll have to do something similar to last year, where we'll have a regular season winner, but we'll just pick a playoff game like basketball or hockey or whatever, and just say pick the score, or pick a goal scorer or something. Make it hard. But yeah, that was bad because I remember I dominated both of you in the regular season, and then I think Jeff was you 2 points off the actual score of that game. You were we picked I think we picked one of the Celtics games for the playoffs there. But yeah, as Cole said, we have picked the winners again this week. I probably have a hockey game or two, maybe some football games as well. Here's Gomez with it, with some space. Gives it to Malero, and that was just wide. 28-28 to go. TA leads 5-0. Gomez got that last goal for TA to put them up. Stapleton picks that one up for Massabesic. Turning with it now is number 24 for Massabesic. That was Noah Shaw trying to put some moves on the TA defenders. Here's Justin LaBelle now trying to move up with some space. Trying to put a ball through to VT. VT now on the far side has it with some space. A good chance for TA. Looking for the cross. Tries to put it in. Nobody's there. Kempelman couldn't get it. It's up in the air. A header for Massabesic now trying to send it away. Here's Gomez. Gomez to VT. VT puts a cross into Malero. Hit the post. Rebound saved by Stapleton. It's out of bounds. It'll be a corner. What a save there by Stapleton. And now they'll let that one comes out a little too far. It's out of bounds. That one was by number 17 for Thorn Academy. This one will be out of bounds. Massabesic throw-in. This one a throw-in for Charlie Carroll. Here's Malero. Now Gomez. I think he thought it was offside. Maybe he didn't even try to run just because it was too far away from him. Gomez now. Got 2 defenders on him, and he still was able to get around it on the sideline now. Tries to find the pass in front. It's sent away. Here's Justin LaBelle with a long shot, blocked down. Tries to put it back in the box. It's high in the air now. Kempelman can't get it. Gomez now. Good turn by Gomez. Tried to put it into Leiden. It was too far out of his reach. And it'll be a goal kick for Stapleton. Get on the shout at the Bruins. They're up 2-0 now. Looks like Pastrnak scored. But Washington's on the power play after a very unnecessary penalty by Taylor Hall. But I didn't think we'd have a 2-goal lead at this point. As this may be our last boys soccer broadcast of this year, depending on where they end up for the playoffs. I want to give a shout out to all the international students here that are on this team. Obviously, we have so many every year. And we'll also give a shout out where they're from, obviously, because we have international students from, off the top of my head, is it 20 countries? 25 countries. Thank you, Jeff, for that information. 25 countries here at Thorne Academy, and lots of those are represented on this soccer team. Start from the top of the roster. So Emiliano Emiliano Dominguez is from Mexico. He's a right back. Joao Pavai, who unfortunately is not playing today, but is a forward, is from Brazil. Another Brazilian is Lorenzo Vitti, who has a goal in this game. We also have Diego Camara, who's a junior. He's from Mexico. He's a forward. Santiago Loret, who has been here a couple years at Thorne Academy, which is a little uncommon. Usually you see these students only here for about 1 year or so, but Santiago's been here for a few years. He's a junior and a forward as well. He's from Mexico. We have Vasco Malero, who has a goal in this game and 9 on the season as a forward, a senior. He is from Portugal. Then Amir Palma is a sophomore forward from Mexico. Luca Trujillo is a junior forward from Mexico. Kevin Lau is a junior keeper from China. And then finishing off the roster, someone who spent most of the year on JV but has actually gotten a couple chances here on this varsity team the last couple games, has really proven to be a very dynamic player, is Eustace Kempelman, who has a goal in this game and is from a forward from Germany. Good save there by Stapleton. His punt reaches Noah Shaw, and now a chance for Massabesic, but Shaw falls down, and Belmare gets it to Eustace Kempelman. Kempelman trying to put one into Stoddard. Stoddard now in a race for it. Gives it back to Stapleton. He could not use his hands. He had to kick it out to the sidelines. Now Malero with some speed, but his touch was too far out of his reach. Stapleton gets an easy pickup. 22:25 to go. Looks like the subs, same situation. Around the 20th minute, they will check in. Going for VT. He has control of it. VT at around the 25-yard line, trying to make a move towards the middle of the field. He's now got some speed, and he's going inside. VT is stopped by the Massabesic defense. He got by almost three defenders, and then was stopped as Chessie has it for TA. Chessie gives it to Malero, and now here goes Malero. Malero is taken down, but they're going to play advantage, and Gomez puts one by. Malero was taken down, and Gomez puts it by. Gomez for his second of the game. And Thorne Academy's lead is now at 6. Looks like it is 2-1 Falmouth with 25 minutes to go in that game.
So again, is it if Portland loses today and then loses to TA in whatever day they're playing, I forget, TA will get the home playoff game? All right.
Yes, probably. And the funny thing is that if they move to 8 and Portland falls to 9, they'll play Portland in the first round because 8 will play 9. So it'll basically be a rematch of the final game of the season. But the tough part here is that TA is playing one of the best teams in Class A South. Other than Scarborough, it's Gorham, who, TA knows a lot about Gorham. Last year, late in the season, they lost to them 6 or 7-0. They got dominated. They just didn't play very well. But then what happened is in the playoff game they had against Gorham in the first round, it was probably one of the best games that TA had played all year. One of the best games that Gorham had played in all year. They were tested a lot of the game, and they got just a late goal with, I want to say, 3 or 4 minutes left in that game, and TA, unfortunately, it was too late for them to get back, but TA had a really, really good game there, and even though they lost, it was just such a great way to end their season because they played so well, and so I think they want some revenge against Gorham this year, so that'll definitely be a good one. That one is away, as the girls soccer team finishes their season with 2 home games. Kevin Lau makes the save for TA.
Got a great week in the NFL coming up as well. Sunday Night Football. We got the Cowboys and the Eagles. Looks like Cooper Rush is going to make another start, try and make it 6-0 in his career. Jerry Jones says that he anticipates Cooper Rush starting. Then we got Bills Chiefs at the 4 o'clock game on CBS. That'll be another chapter in the Mahomes-Josh Allen rivalry. And those games are always fun. And for the first time ever, Patrick Mahomes is an underdog at home. So it'll be interesting to see if the Bills... I mean, it's unbelievable. The Chiefs, they go down 17-0, and they can just score so quickly. I mean, they erase the lead so fast, and it's really crazy how fast they can march down the field. And so probably the 2 best offenses in the NFL will meet, and it'll be so fun to watch. I just can't wait to see those 2 teams go at it, and 2 good defenses as well.
Definitely. Also want to just say I apologize to Eric Lau. I was saying Kevin Lau. He does go by his American name that he either chose or was given is Eric, not Kevin. It's one interesting thing I've seen is that I have a lot of international students in my classes this year, and there's definitely a very big divide between a lot of kids who were given or chose American names and said choose, yeah, so that they choose it and they stick with it. And that's what they're called. And other kids like their actual birth name from their country. One funny thing, shout out to Alvin Lee, who some of you may know. He was given his name because even when he was because he's from South Korea. He told me that back in South Korea, his nickname was Alvin because everyone said he looked like Alvin from Alvin and the Chipmunks, and so that's when he got to choose his name. He chose Alvin, but he spelt it with an E, I believe. So it's more like Elvin, but he still pronounces it Alvin. So
yeah, it's interesting to see the names that they choose as well, if they go with the typical American name or not.
Yeah. Here's Massabesic with a good chance, but good defense by Kayla Moore, who came all the way back from midfield to track back on defense. Noah Shaw will take a seat. On goes number 10 for Massabesic. That is not listed on our roster. Would assume maybe it is a JV player. Well, Bedard takes it away. Goes back to number 14, Jack Shields. Through the legs of Trevor Willett. And now Massabesic trying to send it back up. Adam Donovan sends it out, and now a chance for Rylan Fauché. Got a header on it. Here's Fauché on the far end of the box. Tries to put one in, but it's sent out of bounds by one of the Massabesic defenders. It'll be a corner for the Trojans.
good to be down here instead of the Crow's Nest. We love doing football games up there, but it's definitely warmer down here. A lot more space too, so enjoy this for lacrosse and soccer, field hockey games.
We'll be in the gym soon.
Yep.
Or in Bedford Ice Arena for some of the hockey games we might have. One of the things that we tried to preview this year was we have a very nice poster board, or not poster board, but more of like I'm not sure what material you might call it. Foams. It's a hard foam thing that we got that has it's like a marketing kind of thing. So it shows you where you can watch TATV, and it just says TATV. And we always, I think most people know when they go into the gym or they go up here, they know what we're doing up here. We're broadcasting the games, but it'll be nice for someone to actually put a name to what we're doing with TATV and know where to watch. So if you ever go to a TA basketball game this winter or spring springish season. At Villanova Gymnasium, you're definitely going to see that big hard foam board.
Yeah, it looks sharp too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jeff Christianberry, who I assume made that poster.
Yeah. And like the poster says, if you want to watch TATV, you can watch it on Facebook, YouTube, TA's Twitter page, or you can go on the Boxcast app. That's BOXCAST on Amazon Fire Stick or Roku TV. I find that when I want to watch a past broadcast, or if I can't make a game and have a little bit of time to watching it on your TV on the Boxcast app is a lot better than having to watch it on just a phone or an iPad. So it's definitely it's all free. You can just go in and search up Thornton Academy on the Boxcast app, and you'll find. I would say most of our broadcasts since late last year, I believe, when we switched over to. Did we switch over at the beginning of this year or the end of last year? Basketball last year we switched over to Boxcast. So anything from the winter sports season last year, you'll find all the games on there.
Got another goal.
Looks like it's like Shahid Juma, excuse me, scores his first of the season. So nice for the senior Juma to get on the board on senior night, and it didn't really look like it was going to go in. I think it was a very long shot and just found its way through. So nice for number 27, Shahid Juma, who scores for the Trojans. It's now 7-0, 13 minutes to go.
Juma with the goal for TA at 26-27.
The lights are shining bright here at Hill Stadium as it is pretty dark outside as we're getting into that time of the season, Cole, where it's nighttime by 4 p.m.
Yep.
I'm not happy about it. Looks like I want to thank our sponsors here for this fall sports season, but with us all year as well. As want to thank the Saco and Bedford Savings, as well as Packwell and Carroll Insurance, and the Webb Family Law Firm, who hosts our pregame, halftime, and postgame show. If you ever have any trouble here, we get into the winter season, the roads are going to start getting slick, people. It's sometimes you just, you need some help or something happens. You can always call the great people at the Webb Family Law Firm, or go online at weblawmaine.com.
Going back to basketball season, I can't wait for basketball because we do multiple games a week usually, boys and girls basketball games, and teams are going to be pretty good this year. Girls basketball is looking like they're going to have a great season.
Yeah,
so.
Girls basketball is my pick this year for a state championship because they're bringing back everybody except for Mackenzie Melendez, basically. I mean, who got the majority of playing time. They still have Addison Sulakowski, Jessica Dow, Emily Coleman, Hannah Cook, Catherine LeBlanc, Morgan Bolduc, Claudia Pelletier. They're all that's the thing about girls soccer and girls basketball is a lot of those players started on varsity as freshmen, and they all kind of work together. So this is most of them is their senior year.
And we have some freshmen on the girls basketball team who are probably going to get some minutes as well.
That's one of those things that I like watching is who. Are there any freshmen on some of these teams, whether that be hockey or basketball or lacrosse or even like a sport like soccer, where who might shine, who might show some some talent. I think the only one we've seen in the fall season that has gotten a very large amount of playing time is Layla True for the girls soccer team. She's a freshman, and she started a couple games for the Trojans this year. And the boys basketball team looks good too.
Yeah.
Cole. You know, they obviously lost a couple seniors, Cody Ruff and Anthony Jones, as well as Cody Bowker, 3 really good players. But they still have Alicio Marcus, Will Davies, Braden Kamari. Off the top of my head, I'm trying to think of some of the players.
Wyatt Benoit.
Mac Lowe is a senior this year.
Yeah, they should be very good, skilled. Like, you have Will Davies and Braden Kamiri, and then Wyatt Benoit, who's going to get some playing time as well. That's going to be tough to stop when you have 3 shifty guards who can shoot the ball. They're going to be a little bit smaller, but I think they'll be a lot more dynamic and fun to watch on offense. But it'll be fun to just follow along and get to broadcast all those games and follow the season for the boys and girls basketball team. And then the tournament at the end of the season is probably, in my opinion, the best time of the year for high school sports in Maine, the basketball tournament at the end of the season.
I was thinking I want to look at our upcoming streaming schedule. Again, just to let you know, our last 2 regular season broadcasts, we have Tuesday, October 18th, girls soccer versus Portland. That's at 6:30 p.m. That's senior night. Assuming they do the senior night before the game, so we'll start the broadcast probably around 6:10 or so, maybe 6:15 for those senior night festivities, and then our last regular season TATV game is Thursday, October 27th. It's senior night for the boys football team at 7 p.m. here at Hill Stadium, which will also be a great game. And then playoffs to be determined. Again, it looks like field hockey, rough. You know, again, this is rough. Don't quote me on this. Field hockey, girls soccer, and football will have home playoff games, whether that be prelims or semifinals, because it looks like boys football will get a bye in the first round if they can beat Skowhegan. Fauché heads it out of bounds. Accidentally, it's 8:30 to go in this one. T leads 7-0 now, counting that Shahid Juma goal. And now, Massabesic has accumulated 103 goals given up this year, which I don't know if that's a record for most goals given up in a season, but I would have to assume it's pretty close because
103-4. Don't mean to rub it.
Yeah, It's just, you know, it's a crazy number, and it's, you know, they lost to, I think they lost to Deering 15-0. This, like, they've had some games where they've lost by, 10 or more, and it's just been a tough season for them. But the one thing I do respect is that they play right up until the end.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, I don't feel like Massabesic has given up or is just walking around the field while TA scores goals and goals and goals, right? You know, they're playing well, so, and they're giving effort from the first minute to, I guess you call it the 80th minute, because we're only playing 2 40-minute halves.
We've seen some of these young teams struggle to begin with, and then as their players get older, they'll do well. Like Bangor football a couple weeks ago, their team was basically all young guys, freshmen and sophomores, and you wait a couple of years and they're going to be a little bit better. So the second half of the Bruins game is about to start, I believe. Bruins up 2-1.
Yeah, second period.
Second period.
Is it 2-1? I think it's 2-0.
That,
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Just forget I said that.
Yeah. Shot by Juma is just wide. Good opportunity for him.
I cannot believe I just said that.
Said what?
I said halves, and I forgot there were 3 periods in hockey.
Yeah, there's a reason. There's a reason Cole's a casual hockey fan.
Yeah.
It's because everyone makes mistakes. Quarters, periods, halves. It happens. But shout out to Jeff Christianberry, whose favorite Premier League soccer team got. I can't say destroyed because it was 3-2, but they lost to Arsenal this week, Liverpool. Yeah, and we had a little conversation today about the Gabriel handball which I think should have been called a handball, which would have given the penalty, which probably would have tied the game. But Liverpool's falling on the standings. Man United, my team. We're at 6 right now, 6 or 7. We have the best player in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo, who's on the bench. Jeff wanted to show me the current score. If you have followed soccer at all, they play both their league games as well as the UEFA Champions League at the same time. There's a UEFA Champions League. Is it still the group match? Group round? The Liverpool is playing the Rangers, who's in their group. It's just another team, Rangers FC. I'm not sure where they're from. Scotland, as he said, because these teams are all over the world. Liverpool won 7-1, and it looks like Firmino had 2, Darwin Núñez had a goal, Salah had 3, and then who's the other one? Harvey Elliott, who I didn't even know was on the team, but we know all the other guys. Good game in Liverpool, but I wish I could say Man U was in the UEFA Champions League, but nope, they're in the Europa League, which is one level down. Here is Fauché just out of his reach, 4:30 to go in the second half. Give an update, Falmouth is still beating the Portland Bulldogs with 10 minutes to go in that game. So
2-1.
Yeah, so that helps TA, even if it's just one loss. That if they lose, will move Portland down to 7-5, as Amir Palma's shot is just wide of the goalpost. TA, I wouldn't say needs a miracle to host a home playoff game, but they would need to have a very miraculous win over Gorham as well as a win over Portland. And they would basically need Portland to, I believe Portland also has another game coming up. I'm not sure who it's against, but they basically need Portland to lose that game as well because, as we've talked about before, as Palma puts it off the yellow bar, so that'll be out of play. It's not about how many wins you have or how many losses you have. It's about heel point standings. It is who you played and who they played and who they beat and who they lost to. Whereas now it is, it is pretty close. As look at the camera shot here, as we have a kind of break in the play, as a very orange moon. Wow, that is crazy. That is very clear too. Yeah, I can feel like I can see some of the spots in the moon. As that's kind of cool. You see that, Cole?
I did.
Okay. Just want to make sure you're here with us.
Yeah. I haven't zoned out quite yet.
It's not that late yet, right? I mean,
No.
what time is what time do you go to bed usually?
I don't know, 10:30, 11.
That one's picked up by Eric Lau. It's 8:02. Kind of late for us here at TATV.
Yep.
I used to make the joke that my bedtime was like 8:30 or 9. That's why I used to. That's why I used to get really tired some late of our games. But now I can't even make that excuse anymore because I don't. I go to bed at like 11 most nights, and I've grown up. Oh my goodness. I was just thinking about this, is that this is probably going to be, or got a high chance that this is my last boys soccer broadcast of my TATV career. Which, it's going to happen for 6 or 7 other sports as the season goes on, but
Do we need a ceremony on the field after the game for you too?
yes, they are.
Senior night for boys soccer broadcasting.
Yep. Did you guys get me a rose like they give the players?
Yeah.
Because
we don't have an award.
my award is putting. Oh, no, thanks. My award is putting the windows back in at the end of the game. To close up the press box. That's my award. under a minute to go here, and it's definitely wrapped up at this point. TA is up 7-0, and they are going to end up moving to 6-5-1 on the season. They finally grab a nice big win, hoping they can get some confidence back in their game. Cole, just give me your last couple thoughts on this game and what TA is looking forward to in the next couple games.
Well, they took care of business, as here might be another. No, they took care of business 7-0, and just one of those fun nights on senior night where you come in expecting to win and you get the job done. And I'm sure they had a lot of fun out there just putting points on the scoreboard after having a pretty significant drought the last couple games. And the important part of their season's coming up. I mean, this was just one step in the road, and they've got tougher matchups coming up. So they've got to be on top of their game as we get later into the fall here.
Yeah, something happened at the end there. Fauché was tackled, like football tackled by the keeper, Stapleton. He's confused. I mean, it doesn't really matter because TA's 1-7-0. But that's going to do it here from senior night. We'll just quickly run through. Goals scored: 2 for Gomez, 1 for VT, 1 for Stoddard, 1 for Malero, and 1 for Juma. Oh, excuse me, and 1 for Kempelman as well. That makes 7-0. TA moves 6-5-1. Massabesic down to 0-12. I want to thank you all for watching this boys soccer broadcast. For myself, Cole Purvis, Jeff Christianberry, and Jackson Farwell. Excuse me, not Jackson. I want to thank you all for watching. Have a great night, and go Bruins!